Welcome to Week 7, Doug and Commish Show, Week 7 preview. We're going to start off with some of our games that we don't expect to be very high scoring, very competitive. So here we go. SAS versus the PR, the Puerto Rico new guy. Anyway, 2-4 SAS was the 3-3 annexation of Puerto Rico. Really, for SAS, he's got Tom Brady against the San Diego Chargers, who actually have a pretty decent pass defense.
Yeah. Like you said in the break, I think it's because they get ran on so much, there's no need to pass. Okay. So the numbers are a little skewed.
Now, Frank Gore goes against Carolina, and I think he's probably going to have a huge day.
It is. It's probably one of the most friendly running back matchups of the week. I like Gore to be in the mid to upper 20s.
Okay. D'Angelo Williams coming off a bye, going against San Francisco. You got to think that they're going to try to get him involved, but who knows what will happen there. And Chad Ochocinco coming off a bye. Really, since his first week in the 20s, he has scored only in single digits. You expect anything coming off the bye for him? They're going to try to get him involved or keep TL going?
I don't know if they know what they're doing over there. So I don't buy into the Ocho quite yet. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it wouldn't be surprising to see him around 8, 10, 12 points, something like that, a couple targets, touchdown maybe.
Now, SAS has 2 kickers on this team, and one of them is injured. It's not very often you see people with 2 kickers on a team, let alone one that's out with a groin injury. Explanation?
I can't think of one. Even trying to be mean about it, I have no idea what the freak he's thinking. That's stupid.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, but I believe the Chargers are going to sign veteran Chris Brown of the Houston Texans fame.
Look for him to pick him up, too. What the heck? Let's go with 3.
3 kickers. Anyway, on the new guy side of things, Big Ben playing Miami, so he's got Mike Wallace going. He's not going to run Heath Miller this time, but nonetheless, Matt Forte and LaShawn McCoy going against Washington and Tennessee, respectively.
Yeah, and they're a formidable duo. I like those 2 running backs next to each other. They both have big play written all over them, and they're both huge in the passing game.
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they're ranked in the GFO, maybe 3 and 5, something along those lines, but they're dangerous, and they're the key to the NG's success.
In this game, ESPN has a new guy winning by a decent amount. What do you got?
I have the NG winning because of Sass's ineptness is going to help the new guy move to 4 and 3.
Okay.
But I don't buy the projections as usual. I think this game is going to max out in the low 80s. So maybe 82 to 46, something like that. But I look for NG to run away with it, even in the low 80s.
I, too, will take new guy in this one. Next game we have is the 3-3 Bean versus the 4-2 Soldier. Bean has his lineup looks bad. There's just really no way around it. With the mix of injuries, bye weeks, it looks like it could be a really rough week for him. The only positive news is that Chris Cooley did practice today, so he might be playing, so it might not have to be a total replacement for the tight end there.
Yep, and I talked to Chris today, and he said that he's going to give it a go as long as Shanahan allows it. He passed his concussion test, and he practiced full go. He told me he's going to play.
All right. But other than that, I think Bean's in trouble here as he goes up against Soldier. Kyle Orton's going against Oakland. And this whole mystery thing, remember last year everybody's always afraid of Oakland's passing defense. Not anymore.
Not so much.
And Orton didn't have a very great week last week, but I think against Oakland he gets back on it.
I don't see why not. I mean, the Broncos' passing game is a mystery, but a good one for Orton.
AP in primetime against the Green Bay defense. Over under 19 points.
I'm going to go under. Just because I think that with Moss being out there and Harvin now, I think that they're going to look to more of the passing game. They might not even need AP. Plus, it's going to be a little frigid, and AP is not really down with that.
All right. Then you have Miles Austin against New York Giants rivalry game. Austin didn't really show up as much as obviously Soldier would be hoping from last week. Maybe they try to get him back on track. Brandon Marsh against Pittsburgh. Do you think he's thinking if he goes in the middle of the field that he's going to be tagged by one of those maybe fierce James Harrison hits who might be retiring by the way?
If Harrison plays, I wouldn't go across the middle on that.
Yeah.
But he might do something that I would do. I would two-hand touch them and see what happens because money is important. These guys have to feed their families.
Yeah, they do.
And you can't feed your family when you're losing $75,000 per tackle.
Yeah.
He might two-hand touch.
Yeah.
He might be safe to go across the middle.
In this game, I am taking the Soldier by a decent margin. And you?
I'm also taking the Soldier, but I think that the Doug has a little bit of magic in him to make it close. I look for the Ivory maybe back-to-back. He might be a 2-week wonder, a 1-week wonder. But what is he playing, Cleveland? I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not going to be a slam dunk for the Soldier, but he's going to pull it out.
All right, and then last game here for this preview is the 2-4 Doughboy versus 3-3 White Trash. The big controversy with Doughboy is the fact that he recently made a trade for Dallas Clark, and Dallas Clark looks like he's going to be out the rest of the year. Now, people have put it up in the ranks of the trade, but in your opinion, how does this rank up with the trade, or does it even rank at all?
I don't think it's even something that should be mentioned. The trade was done a week ago. And then the following week, Dallas Clark gets injured.
He did play in that game.
He did play. Yeah. It's not the same. It's just really bad luck on the Doughboys' part, and just real fortunate for the Mighty Trash.
Now, do you think
there was no below the beltness there like what somebody did to DJ 4 or 5 years ago?
And let's make one thing clear: that trade was never proposed by the individual involved to DJ.
It looks ugly from the outside in.
Well, there you go. Anyway, but do you think this is the end of Doughboy's season?
Yeah, I do. It's sad to say, but losing a top 3 player at his position when your team's already 2-4
just doesn't look good
in a division that has a surprisingly halfway average Toilet Town, which doesn't normally happen, and a good Soldier team. I think that he's done.
Now, he's got Ray Rice and Joe Flacco going against Buffalo. As long as you'd set off air, as long as they don't commit to one or the other, you should be able to get decent points on both. Marcus Colston against Cleveland. No double-digit games from Marcus Colston yet. Do you think he gets off the schneid here with against Cleveland?
I'm going to say yes, and I think that he'll get in the end zone, which is something that he hasn't done yet this year. But the Saints' offense just goes from, they're all-or-nothing kind of guys. I mean, look at Lance Moore. He's a 0 or he's a 32.
Yep.
Who knows? But I look for him to get in the end zone this week.
Then you have White Trash, McNabb, and Terrain going against the Chicago Bears, who looked pretty bad last week, but as far as a fantasy defense, were able to manage some points after they got a touchdown return. But they get their sacks, and obviously McNabb is very mobile back there.
Yep.
But you never really know what type of matchup. What are you predicting out of McNabb here?
I think that everybody on White Trash's roster is going to be average at best. Mm-hmm. None of them have great matchups, and none of them are really great players outside of maybe Terrain. Mm-hmm. No Deshaun Jackson. He's got no firepower, no big play capabilities there. And the Bears' defense, even though it's a no-cover 2, they're still a little stout. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying this game is going to go to the Doughboy in a very close game, very, very low scoring. I think it will be the lowest combined scoring game of the year in the GFO, and I look for maybe low 50s, mid 50s, maybe reaching into the low 60s on both of them.
And you're picking Doughboy on this one?
I'm going to take the Doughboy, but I wouldn't be surprised either way, as neither one of them are going to score many points.
I'll take White Trash in this one. I'll see if there's any other changes to the roster adjustments. I'll take White Trash. I do think it'll be close. I think they're going to score a little bit higher than what you're predicting, but who knows? Anyway, that's it for the first set of previews. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor, the PalaceNet, palacenet.com, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds fresh.
I believe that's where Pitt and Snuff, which, by the way, where's Pitt and Snuff?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he took a sabbatical from the league. Maybe Julie won't let him post during the day. I'm not sure what's going on there, but...
Well, somehow we managed to get a sponsorship from him, so thank you, Chris, for paying for the show. We'll be right back.